is Jack.
Great! What's going on, everyone?
How long have you been DJing here at Lit Nightclub?
I've been spinning here for about a year and a half. Yeah.
Do you DJ anywhere else here in Tallahassee?
Yeah. I spin at Mondays at Clydes. I spin Thursdays at my party at Yianni's, Thursday Therapy, and Saturday I spin at Yianni's also.
Okay, cool. So what would you say, which club gets the most crowded while you're there?
During the summer, Lit has actually been surprisingly like way more packed than we expected. It's just been getting really good momentum ever since we renovated and painted the walls and hooked up the sound system. But I mean, Thursdays at Yianni's gets pretty gets pretty packed. That's one of my favorite nights to spin. And so I'd say it's between the two.
How would you compare it to 2020? Did you DJ here while it was 2020?
Yeah, I spun in the back room when I first started playing here. I used to play with James Henderson in the back room. We used to play all electronic, and it wasn't really that fun, honestly. Like the sound system in the back was terrible, and I don't know. I just felt like it was a place. It was a hallway that people just kind of walked through because. They were having problems with promotions and stuff like that, so I kind of got the extras. So it wasn't really that fun, to be honest with you, back about a year ago. But now that I'm playing in the main room, it's just been a lot more, it's been a better experience. It's been a better experience, and I get a chance to really connect with the crowd more.
Cool. So where did you come up with the name Pressure?
Well, I was looking at I was just trying to think of my name, DJ Jeremy Conklin, and it was honestly too much, too many syllables, too confusing. So I needed something kind of like short, sweet, and to the point. So honestly, Pressure, it just kind of like hit home. I was like, that's a pretty dope name. And so I just decided to go with Pressure.
All right, so how did it all begin? Have you been DJing since you were born? Like, how did it start?
That would be awesome.
Popped out, started.
I really wish I started at an earlier age. I mean, I still started when I was 22, but I'm not going to tell you how old I am or how long I've been DJing. That's a mystery. So, yeah. But
40.
But I started like going to like raves and shit when I was like 16, 17, and then I don't know, I just like fell in love and started collecting music, and I just was like a big music collector. And then it kind of started just when I started going to see DJs every single weekend, and then I was starting to get a lot of good music. And so I don't know, I just like one day kind of stumbled into this into Guitar Center, and I saw this DJ equipment, and I just was I don't know, I fell in love. I started playing around with all the buttons, and I started like trying to mix tracks, and from there I just honestly bought it as just like a hobby. I didn't expect to really get gigs. I would honestly just like set up in my living room and just play by myself in my boxers, have my own little party, and you
had to throw that in there, right?
Yeah. My boxer briefs. And so I don't know, from there I just kind of like I don't know, I wanted to play in front of more people and share music with people and start making music. And so from there I don't know, it just kind of led me where I am now. And now it's just like what I do what I did for a hobby is what I do full time for like my I don't have any daytime job. I make music and I spin. That's all I do, and I love it.
So do you produce and promote also, or do you just DJ?
I mean, I promote myself, you know, as much as I can. And in this town, it's very difficult because, you know, it's in order to get gigs, you know, owners care about what you play. It's important, but really what they care about is like how many people you can bring out. And there's so many venues these days, and everybody's trying to play the same kind of music that really I just try to make a lot of like I try to put a lot of music out there, whether it's a bootleg, a mashup. I'm trying to work on originals right now, and I'm trying to let that speak for myself because I've been fortunate enough to have some big DJs around the world play my music, and so that kind of promotes itself. You know, at the end of the day, I feel like if your music's getting played at festivals and people are downloading your music and putting it on YouTube and sharing it on people's walls, I feel like that's like more cool than bringing out 10 of your friends. You know what I'm saying? So I try to let my music and my skill promote my gigs.
True. Okay, so how would you rate yourself, 1 to 10? How hot do you think you are? Just kidding. How would you rate yourself compared to other DJs in Tallahassee? Like, what makes you stand out as DJ Pressure?
I'm very, very diverse. I come from an electronic background. Well, I mean, growing up listening to rock and hip-hop, but then I really dove really deep into electronic, and I dove into all different genres and subgenres of electronic: trance, techno, minimal, deep house, tech house, dubstep, you know, everything, house. And so my sets are all over the place. I'll go from, you know, electro to trap music to like, you know, I'm just like all over the place. And plus, a lot of the music I play, I make a lot of edits and a lot of my own mashups, and you know, I care to put my own little twist on things and switch it up a little bit. And I think that's kind of what separates me, is just my diversity. I think a lot of people in Tallahassee stick to one kind of genre, or they only play 128 beats per minute. And I think it really, I think with how commercial like electronic is, it's starting to kind of all sound the same. So the more you switch it up, the more you kind of keep everybody like wanting more, you know? So, and that's what I like to do. I just like to bounce around genres when I play.
Do you use hardware or soft synth?
Nice try. In the studio, I use soft synths. I'm not that rich enough to afford hardware. We're talking.
That sucks.
She doesn't even know what she's talking about. She was actually, but yeah, in the studio right now, I'm in production school, and all my plugins are software-based plugins, and that'd be cool at some point to own an actual real analog synthesizer, but those things, I gotta start making some more money first. Yeah.
So when you're DJing, is it pre-planned, or do you just kind of throw in music once you get the vibe of the crowd, kind of freestyle with it, or?
I freestyle every single night. I make a folder on my computer of new music that I downloaded maybe that week, or like that I downloaded that day, and that's kind of like a reference point of like, at some point in the night I'd like to play this new stuff. But like Tallahassee likes new stuff, but most of the gigs I play at, you know, you have to mix it up with everything. You know, people want to hear what they know, but they also want to hear new stuff too. I freestyle it. I don't come in. I have no idea what I'm going to play next. I just think it's better that way, because you never know what the crowd's going to be like that day. It might be more. People might want more. People might want more hip hop, depending on, you know, the crowd that's in there, or they might want more electronic. You know, so I think it's better just to kind of freestyle it. You know, And plus, with that way, you can kind of learn how to read crowds a little bit and see what's making people move and see what's kind of making people freeze up and
breaking it down with them if they play a good song.
Oh yeah.
Rock City. Okay, so out of all your songs, what tune never fails? In what kind of atmosphere? In like, I guess. I stumped him.
That is just so difficult because I have so many different kinds of gigs, In an electronic gig, I would say probably anything with Calvin Harris in like a mainstream electronic. In the mainstream electronic world always works, and in the hip hop world, I mean, I'd say Travis Porter, A-Ladies, or I don't know. Let Me Clear My Throat. I have an edit I made of that, and that's always cool. It starts hip hop and then it transitions into house. So you kind of get the best of both worlds. But
so, what would you say is your biggest achievement so far?
My two biggest achievements have been one of my favorite DJs in the world, Hardwell. I made a simple mashup, and it wasn't really that complicated. It probably took me about 20-25 minutes to make in Ableton. And he played it on I didn't even send it to him. I don't know how he got it, but somehow he was on my SoundCloud and he downloaded it directly from my SoundCloud and played it on Sirius XM, and that was pretty cool. That was really exciting. But in terms of a DJ gig, my biggest accomplishment has been opening the main stage of EDC Orlando last year. That was amazing. I mean, I got to play before Afrojack and Tiesto and Gabriel Dresdon. I mean, that was just amazing to be on the same lineup as my favorite DJs in the whole world that I used to worship growing up. So that was honestly like that was an amazing experience. As well as all the Dayglows. Those are amazing. Committee Entertainment is taking over the world right now with Dayglow, and those have been probably the most highs that I'll get, and the most natural highs I get coming from a Dayglow show, because I played in front of 6,000, 7,000 people, and it's just amazing to see that many people jump up and down and go crazy to the music that I love to make and I love to play,
Where was that
at? I played at Dayglow in Washington, D.C. a number of times. I played at Dayglow in New Jersey. Hopefully
Snooki there?
Hopefully Snooki was not there, but I met Dom Mazzetti. Oh my God, Dom Mazzetti from the Dom Squad just walked into the room, and I just started cracking jokes with the dude. He's like a YouTube legend. So we were kicking it there, and then hopefully I'll play at the Dayglow in Tallahassee in a month. That's the goal.
Is that coming up?
Yeah, that's coming up in like a month and a half with Sander Van Dorn and David Solano. So, I'd love.
DJ Pressure in a month.
Vote for me to play there.
Okay, so how do you see the scene 5 years from now? Are you wanting to stay here? Are you wanting to go somewhere else? Or
Tallahassee or the electronic music scene in general?
Where you want to be, what you want to be doing?
I don't have any plans as to where I want to live. I don't really care. Like, I could stay in Tallahassee for the rest of my life. Not necessarily because I like it, but because I need a good home base, a place where I'm already well connected, where I can just focus most of my day on making music, because that's really right now what I care about the most, is making original music and learning more music theory and putting more music out there. And I could move down to Miami, but then I'd have to, from a DJ standpoint, if you're not making music, you have to hustle and promote and do a bunch of work, which is worth it to play in the clubs down there. But, I'd like to. It really keeps you on a very local level, and I'd like to do more, national and international DJing. And the only way to get there is to put music out and to have people playing your music, have artists playing your music, and have people putting my music on their iPods and jamming out to it. So.
Okay, so if you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Any superpower, probably. I don't ever want to die. I probably just want to have eternal life. That would be my superpower, because I don't know what's going to come after, so might as well just make the best of, what I can change.
So what advice would you give to upcoming DJs, promoters? What would you tell them?
I don't want to give advice to promoters, but for artists and aspiring DJs, I would give advice to go out and invest money into buying like equipment where you're actually going to learn the art of DJing, because I come to a lot of these gigs and it just so takes a lot of adjusting to show up and see somebody DJ on like a little controller. And I'm not saying that they're not good or they're not talented or they don't know how to rock a club, but it's just like it's way easier to go up and to do that than it is to, to do things manually, to involve, beat matching manually. And honestly, like, I'm not gonna lie, unless they're actually making music and producing originals, I don't really look at controller DJs the same way. I just kind of like, with me, I went to Guitar Center, I impulsively financed $5,000 of DJ equipment, didn't really know where it was gonna get me, and I ended up making that back plus 100 times more, and like, I just think that if you really wanna like, take it seriously, I think it's important that you buy DJ equipment where you can do a bunch of things, where you can do a bunch of tricks, where you can scratch, where you can do all different kinds of things that you can't really do, on these little tiny controllers. And I would recommend everybody to at least try to like work in the studio on some like edits and like, try to learn music theory and just kind of like how music is made, because it really makes your DJ sets, it makes you stand out, and it makes your DJ sets a lot more intense when you learn breakdowns and build-ups and how to transition, and how to drop things at the right time, So just take your time and learn music.
Sure. Well, thank you. I look forward to hearing you tonight. Any last shout-outs or anything?
Shout out to my mom. I love you. I know you're not watching this.
We'll send it to your mom. Send it.
All right.
Father's Day coming up. Shout out to your dad.
Shout out to my dad. My dad kills it.
All right. Well, thank you for letting me interview you. Hope you have a great night.
Thank you.